Hi, mystery writers. I'm Zara Altair, and this is Write a Killer Mystery. Today, I want to talk about giving your reader room to imagine. Reader interaction with your story relies on their imagination, and as a writer, your work is to feed your reader's imagination. You know how readers respond to film adaptations saying that it's not as good as the book? Well, that's because the visual medium of film supplies details that the reader imagined when they read the book, and they don't coincide. Author Jerry Jenkins calls the reader imagination, filling in the blanks, the theater of the mind. And in order to create this theater of the mind, you need to give your reader hints rather than full, long, detailed descriptions. So, however much you see a character in your head, give your reader room to form their image of your character. You want to provide hints. When a reader forms a picture in their mind, you've created an emotional connection, and that connection keeps them turning pages. So stimulate your reader's imagination with hints. Spoon feeding every detail keeps your reader from personal involvement in your character. And as a new writer, you may be tempted to supply every detail from your character background. But all that information is for you. So give your reader bits and pieces and give them room to formulate their personal reader image of your character. So let's use an example of how this works. You want to paint broad brushstrokes, since skip long detailed descriptions and that character looking in the mirror scene. Give your reader touch points to start seeing your character in their mind. For example, in my current work in progress, The Grain Merchant, Argalika's mother enters for the first time, and here's the quote: "A swirl of blue tunic and a long blonde braid rushed out the door." So notice I don't describe how tall she is or whether she's slender or full-bodied. I don't tell the reader the color of her eyes. I don't reveal her age. So the reader knows she's older because she's the protagonist's mom, and each reader can form a picture of how tall she is or whether she's full-figured or slender. You want to give your reader an imagination push. So introduce each character with clues and use several broad stroke hints to let the reader fill in the gaps. So here's some pointers to remember when you're doing this. Choose up to 3 main physical details, and 2, refrain from long lists of details. They'll get lost. Your reader won't remember them, but when you focus on those 3 main physical details, your reader remembers, and then they fill in the rest. And then use other character reactions to help readers form a picture. And reinforce your original details later in the story. So you don't need to just mention them once and let them go. You can bring them back up again. But keep those details sparing so your reader gets to form that picture in their head. Because your reader won't notice that they're providing their own details. They really don't notice. And they won't know why they are forming an emotional attachment to your character. But they will. And they will love your character without even knowing why. It's a writer's secret. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helped. And If you like this episode, be sure to click subscribe and then click that little notification bell so you'll get notified each time a new episode of Write a Killer Mystery appears. And in the meantime, write a killer mystery.